Jai Gurudev. Again, today we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Dhamma Sansthan. And we are continuing to learn from the secrets and the meanings and the lessons from the Dead Poet Society. And how can teachers get inspired from this movie? The next point is remain childlike, not childless. How does art of living help seekers retain innocence without immaturity? Jai Gurudev, yes, Gurudev says, be childlike, playful, innocent, but wise. Childishness is ego, childlikeness is wonder. In Art of Living, laughter is celebrated, teachers giggle, participants play, and even silence is light. In Yes Plus and Art Excel, youth rediscover joy without attachments. Sudarshan Kriya removes emotional baggage, revealing pure innocence. Like the boys enjoy playful poetry, yet hold depth. We too blend levity with wisdom. Meditation balances this, keeping us light-hearted yet deeply aware. Childlike joy, backed by sadhana, becomes unshakable bliss. And trust the flow of life. What Art of Living teachings help us surrender control and trust life's processes. Gurudev says life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. In Art of Living, trust is cultivated through sadhana and sankalpa or intention. Sudarshan Kriya shows us breath flows even when we are not aware, just like life. After chanting or Gayatri Chapati doubts dissolve, people surrender personal timelines and trust divine timing. Like Neil wants to control his future but suffers, seekers learn to surrender effort and allow grace to guide. Trust is not passive, it's a powerful acceptance. And elevate through seva. How does seva become a transformational path in Art of Living? Yes, seva purifies the ego and awakens joy. Gurudev says, when you serve without expecting anything, you are the king of this world. In Art of Living, from cooking in kitchens to organizing mega events, seva is the fastest way to grow. Through seva, anger becomes action, fear becomes fearlessness. Just like the boys uplift each other through courage, Art of Living seekers uplift society. From slums to schools to soldiers, one moment of heartfelt service elevates you beyond body, identity, and fear. And don't just exist, live consciously. How does Art of Living shift one from autopilot to conscious living? Gurudev says, be a witness to your own life with Art of Living tools. We move from mechanical routine to mindful presence. Trikal Sandhya anchors the day in awareness. Each act, bathing, walking, cooking, becomes prayerful in pujas. Even offering water is done with full attention, like Keating wakes his students from passive learning. Art of Living wakes us from passive living. Silence, retreats, japa, and satsang remind us life is not to be endured, it is to be celebrated consciously. And use breath to return to peace. How central is the breath in Art of Living's system of transformation? Yes, breath is the master key. Gurudev says your breath is your remote control. Sudarshan Kriya harmonizes breath and emotions. Anxiety fades, clarity returns. In stress, breath shortens. In devotion, breath expands from children in trauma to CEOs in crisis. We teach breath as the bridge to peace. Even Gayatri chanting writes on breath rhythm, like Todd breathes deeply before deciding. We too return to breath before action. It brings us home to the self. And be grateful in all seasons. How does Art of Living teach gratitude even during adversity? Gurudev says gratitude in difficulty is the highest form of intelligence. After Kriya, even in grief, the heart whispers thank you. We chant mantras not only for blessings but in loss too, because we trust divine orchestration. Seva in disaster zones has shown us people smiling in ruins. Pujas begin with Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha, thanks to the Guru first. Like the boys thank eating after expulsion, our hearts bloom in reverence. Gratitude turns karma into grace. And practice courage daily. How does Art of Living develop consistent inner courage? Gurudev says courage is not the absence of fear but action despite it. Daily sadhana builds spiritual muscle. People afraid to speak, sing, or lead have become Art of Living teachers through gentle exposure. Kriya clears panic patterns. DSN pushes limits, like Todd standing on his desk. Small acts like asking a question, chanting alone, forgiving become inner victories. Courage isn't a one time roar, it's quiet daily willingness to rise breath by breath. Fear melts and spirit shines. And it's a good idea to see the bigger picture. What helps Art of Living seekers rise above personal drama into cosmic vision? Gurudev says you are a wave in this ocean, not just a drop in your bucket. In Art of Living, the cosmic perspective is infused in every practice. Gayatri Mantra links us to the sun's intelligence. Rudra Puja aligns us with cosmic rhythms. Even Seva teaches detachment. Results come and go, like eating reminded the boys of legacy beyond school walls. Art of Living reminds us of lifetimes beyond this one. Meditation expands identity. Me becomes we, and life gains sacred perspective. And words can liberate our mind. How does Art of Living encourage conscious, uplifting communication? Words shape reality. Gurudev says, speak to uplift. If you can't, be silent. In Art of Living, silence teaches speech. After Kriya or Puja, we naturally speak less, but from depth. Even in satsangs, we speak from experience, not theory. Blessing techniques train the voice to carry intention. Like eating says, words plant freedom in young minds. Our words too can ignite transformation. Chanting sacred mantras trains the tongue to speak light, speak less, and speak love, and speak truth, and bow to the divine within. How does Art of Living guide seekers to revere the divinity within? Gurudev says, don't search outside, divinity is your own nature. Through pujas, mantras, and meditation, we bow not to statues but to that inner spark. In Art of Living, the final step of all paths is Atma Darshanam, or seeing your own self as sacred. Even when doing Devi Puja, we say, Ramayeva Sarvam, you are everything. Like the boys honored their inner fire through poetry, we awaken our divinity through breath, silence, and seva. The journey is not upward, it is inward, Jai Gurudev.